Ryan here with Dark Rangers Inc. And today we are not only going to go over the resolution to the ZWO Part 1 episode, but I'm really going to go over the mission that I've been on for the last several months since putting that video out to make sure that not only does this never happen to me, but more importantly, it never happens to you guys and the community that we've built. The whole purpose of this channel and its motto is better astrophotography through education and community. Essentially, I've tried to help you guys learn from all the mistakes that I've made, and one of that was just sharing the idea of picking one brand for basically every accessory that they make and some of the downsides as well as some of the upsides that came from having that for the last year and using that gear. Now, what I've done over the last 3 months, because I got so many questions, more questions and comments on that video than most of the others combined, was, yeah, Ryan, we had similar bad experiences, or, I haven't yet, but I want to avoid it. What are the brands and products that we can trust, that we know we can use going forward, so that we do have a long-term solution that we can rely on? Products that are not only well built, but also backed by amazing customer service. And so what I did was reach out to some of my mentors in the hobby and looked at the gear that they've been using for many years and have had great experience with, and reached out to not only those, but several others. And at first, I really kind of went in it as a secret shopper, as a customer, just to see what that feel would be like. The ones that I got a great experience from that, I then would reach out separately to see if they wanted to have a partnership conversation and see what value we could add to each other. And really the ones that I've kind of narrowed in on are the folks that I felt were really open to feedback, not only from myself, but from you guys. So that way we could have a good communication loop of, hey, this is what we're thinking. What do folks out in the field want? And then be able to test and give them feedback so that they can ultimately get the best product to you guys. I also wanted to make sure that if we did have an issue and there wasn't a resolution that someone was happy with, that maybe I'd be able to kind of intervene and say, hey, so-and-so is having a problem. They're not really getting the resolution they want. What can we do about it? And really try to help you guys out. I really wanted to just create not only a community amongst us, but also with a select few companies, rather than having a shallow relationship with a lot of different brands like most social media people. I wanted to focus on a much deeper relationship with just a select few companies. That way I could have continual conversations with them. It was open communication back and forth. They value the feedback that they get from our community and vice versa. And we know when you guys finally do make that purchase decision, you'll be taken care of. So I'll go over what those brands are. We've got a lot of them already solid, and I've been using and testing their products for several weeks now. But first, I do kind of want to go over how the ZWO situation got resolved. When it comes to the ZWO situation, just to recap, part 1, I had the USB fail on the second use with the 2600 MC, eventually leading to the motherboard failing and it no longer communicating with the ASI Air. I had the same thing happen on my electronic filter wheel around month 2 or 3. And then I started getting the guiding spike issue that several folks have had with the AM5, and it kept getting worse and worse. Now, they did not honor the warranty on the first 2, but at least I was able to communicate with them. I had gone back and forth for several weeks on both of those and didn't show you guys the emails on that because I didn't want to make it a 45-minute episode. I did walk you through the email communication, though, on the AM5, ultimately leading to them kind of ghosting me. And after 6 months or so of trying to get a hold of them, I eventually just gave up. About 2 days after the video came out, the head of customer service for North America did reach out. That was not my intended consequence of the video, but that's what happened. And they did send an apology letter, which was nice, but it had a very corporate-esque tone, and it really was saying that I was a 1 in a million situation and that this never happens and that they are sorry, but they do want to send me a new mount head. Now, we know from all the comments and the messages that I've gotten that I was not a 1 in a million, and while they do handle some situations well, there are plenty that they don't, and it doesn't seem like they're really willing to address that or take it seriously, which they're going to have to do if they want to remain competitive in the astrophotography community, because as we'll talk about in a little bit, there are plenty of good brands that will. So I did actually let them know, hey, if you'd like, I can share some of the feedback that I've gotten, obviously keeping it anonymous, and even get on a phone call with you guys, have a video chat, whatever, and just try to give you some feedback or help out in any way I can just to better serve the astrophotography community and help a lot of you guys out, because I know a lot of us still have a lot of this gear on our rig. That was pretty much brushed under the rug. They didn't seem very interested. So at that point, I said, well, they're not going to help me with the camera or the filter wheel. So I'm just going to cut my losses and take the mount head and run. Now, they said they were going to get it out to me the following week. The following week comes by, no communication. I reach out. I don't hear back. The following week after that, I do reach out again. They do reply. They were on vacation, I guess. Didn't send me out a mount. The third week comes and goes, no mount. And then finally on the fourth week, I reach out. And at that point, they do finally send out the mount head. And I get it about 4.5 weeks after the initial communication when they had promised it would go out the next week. Now, the ironic thing about all this is as soon as I got the mount head, within about a week or so, I quickly got an email asking if I had gotten the new one and asking for the old one to come back. So I thought it was really funny that when it benefits them or when they want something, they're able to act with a sense of urgency, but if it's you that has something on the line, then they're much slower. So they do have the capability to be on top of stuff when it benefits them. Now, there was kind of an implication of, hey, if we take care of this for you, can you put out a second video letting folks know that we did so? Given the time frame on how long it took to actually get the mount, the fact that they weren't willing to help out with the other two issues that I had, and their overall denial that they actually have a customer service issue in general, I can safely say at this point, I will never purchase another ZWO product again. I do recognize that this stuff isn't free, and I will continue to use it until it inevitably breaks and then phase it out and move towards the new direction and the brands that I'm willing to work with. And those are under that cover over there, which has the new brands that I'm going to be working with in the next year and hopefully have a much better experience that'll go over inside. All right, now that we've gone over the ZWO situation, I really want to move forward to the most important part of the episode and really help answer the question that I got more times than anything, which is, Ryan, what are the companies that we should be looking at going forward, and talk about some of those brands that are underneath the newest Telegizmo cover and what I'll be using in 2024 and beyond. Now, you'd think that this would be a pretty easy question to answer, but the problem is the companies that tend to spend the least on marketing are some of the best. And this actually makes sense if you think about it. If you're relying strictly on word of mouth, that means you not only have to bring an awesome product to marketplace, but you also have to back it up with good service so folks will rave about you and spread the word. The first two companies I'm going to mention, if you are newer to the hobby, you might not have heard of, but if you have been in it for a while, you certainly have. And the first one I've already kind of announced on a previous episode, but now that I've had a chance to use the scope, see the phenomenal quality, and had 5 or 6 members of the Dark Rangers Inc. community grab one with flawless buying experiences, it is beyond cemented that Stellarvue Scopes will be the one and only telescope company that I recommend for refractors going forward. And the company that they've been working with and actually distributing some of their products for a long time are Losmandi Mounts. Both of these companies are handmade in the US. They're based out of California. They've both been in business for a long time, and they produce a great product at a good price and back it up with phenomenal customer service. Any of the customers of these folks will back this up. And now that I've had the chance to use it, I really couldn't be happier with either one of these brands. They both do a great job. They're super easy to use. I haven't had to mess with it at all. I had one little thing with the Meridian Flip with the G11 mount that got sent out, but then it's been working awesome. And keep in mind, I'm just doing a quick high-level overview because I'll be doing full review videos on all of these products. Now, the next brand I'm going to talk about is going to be no surprise because I hinted at it several times in the ZWO episode, and that is Prima Luce for the operating system. So you can have a nice all-in-one computer, and they make a lot of awesome accessories like their flat panels, camera rotators, and electronic autofocus. So I've been able to use their products now for well over a month, and I really love the quality and the way that it all works together super flawlessly. There is one more company that is likely going to be added to the roster, but all of their gear actually arrives coincidentally tomorrow, and that's going to be Pegasus. They are more of a mainstream brand that most of you guys have known, and they will fill in a lot of the gaps where some of those other companies don't have. The only thing that I really left to find is a camera manufacturer that I want to work with. Now, the main reason I've chosen these 4 brands thus far is when I reached out, the vibe was immediately different than what I got with dealing with a company like ZWO. ZWO. All four, you can tell, are very passionate about the hobby. They were warm and welcoming, and they've really been awesome to work with thus far. And you can tell they're really attuned to feedback and are interested in sending out stuff to not only test, but help improve going forward to bring you guys the best stuff possible. I have reached out to several camera companies, and well, QHY is one that I've been able to use now that the 600M, their filter wheel and off-axis guider. I do think it is a higher quality product than ZWO, but in interacting with them, I kind of got the same feeling that I did in terms of customer service and communication. So I'm not really any more confident in their customer service, although I am more confident in their products in general. I got kind of a similar vibe with Player One as well. And again, I do think that they have a superior product. So I'm really just trying to find a camera company that has the best of both worlds. I am looking at potentially reaching out to Moravian. They are out of the Czech Republic, so one of the few that isn't in that same region of the world that those other few are from. So I'm still on the hunt. If you are somebody that makes astrophotography cameras and want to provide good customer service and be a part of our community, feel free to reach out. I'm waving the flag when it comes to cameras, but everything else between those four companies, we really have most of the other products in the rig covered. And of course, I'm still going to work with Agena Astro. They've been great. And then if you are looking for that remote data, Telescope Live have been awesome partners as well. So the goal is really simplicity, deeper relationship with a fewer number of companies. That way you guys don't have to try to weigh through a million different options to find the right one. And again, I'm not saying that these are the only companies that do well in these categories. I'm just saying I know for a fact they do. And I know that I would want to reach out to these companies if I was coming at it from a customer standpoint, and I know they're going to do the right thing by you. So hopefully this helps you guys out. I love the idea of not only having a community of us as astrophotographers, but bringing in a community of brands so we can all work together to accomplish the goal of better astrophotography. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. And until the next one, as always, clear skies. I wanted to make a little bonus content for those of you guys who are still watching, which in YouTube land statistically means about 40% of you. First of all, if you are still watching and you're not subscribed, come on, what are you doing? Join the community, get better at astrophotography. It's a win-win. I also wanted to address something that I see a lot. Anytime anybody is potentially critical or shares their negative experience about a company, the knee-jerk reaction from folks, or a certain percentage of you guys who have that gear, is to get a little bit defensive. Maybe you're thinking, oh, I just bought all this gear from this company. I'm having a good experience. I don't want to hear anything bad, da, 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 da. Certainly it's great, and I'm not going to have any problems. And that's always the hope. If you do have a bunch of ZWO stuff, I'm not saying to go out and replace it all. What I would suggest is taking a look at some of the brands that over the last 3 months have put a lot more effort than you probably think to build these relationships. It's not just as easy as sending out a quick email or making a phone call. There are a lot of communications that go back and forth over weeks and potentially months before we come to an agreement. And there are companies that are willing to work with me that I've had to make the tough decision to say no. It's challenging to turn down something that seems like it could be a good relationship, but in your gut, you feel like it's not a good fit for you or the community. And so I want you guys to know that a lot of work went into these recommendations. These weren't just kind of hasty decisions made by the first company to say yes. This really involved dozens and dozens of emails, phone calls, conversations, and continual communication as the weeks and months go on. So if you are like me and you're mostly in the ZWO ecosystem, don't fret, keep going with the way that you are. I hope that it continues to work out. But all I would say is explore the opportunity to maybe go into different brands, different operating systems, and just see what's out there. Maybe this can be a little bit of a seed that's planted that can grow go into potentially looking at Nina and some of these other brands that opens up a whole world of different accessories and companies that you can work with, rather than kind of being trapped and locked into one ecosystem. If you are happy with it, please stay with it. I'm not talking bad about your gear. If you get great results, and tons of people get great results with ZWO, then by all means keep going. This isn't an attack at you or your gear. I'm just sharing my negative experience that I had, the continual experience that doesn't seem to be getting much better. But I do want to point out that I think since the video, there has been an effort on ZWO's part to try to step up their game in terms of customer service. I've heard it. I do have an issue with my 2600mm. It's having the same connection issue that my 2600MC was having. It still is connecting, but it will lose it and it's intermittent. I've tried to replace the cables and see what happened. I did submit an RMA ticket and I did get a response. So hopefully we'll actually get that warranted and taken care of. So hopefully the future for ZWO is they took some of the feedback from the video, even though it didn't seem like it, and they actually are looking to repair the relationship that they have in terms of customer service. So I hope this explanation kind of helps clear that up, and please continue to tune in. Leave me a comment on anything you guys would like to see going forward, and I really appreciate you guys being a part of the channel from the bottom of my heart. The reason I keep doing this are all the great comments and feedback I get from you guys that it is helping, and so that's my only goal and intention. So clear skies.